everybody, it's Jess here with Blush Jess. Thank you so much for watching. I have my husband David here. I have Jen from Texas here, my best friend from Texas. Welcome to another weigh-in video slash check-in video. So what we've been doing to lose weight. We are not counting calories or counting smart points or on Weight Watchers or on necessarily a diet plan. I think we're all just trying to eat in moderation, make smarter choices, drink water, common sense kind of stuff. So we're going to jump right in and go and tell you how this week has gone. So,
okay.
First.
So, I got to basically have the house to myself over the weekend and do what I wanted. And all things considered, with that much of temptation at your doorstep, I actually don't think I did very bad. However, I did not quite maintain. I went up 1 pound. I was 259.3 last week, and I'm 260.3 this week. So.
Yeah, he did. I will say he did pretty good because I left him with like food and stuff. But you did. Yeah. You did have a few.
I could have made a couple of adjustments, and I definitely, those a few days I should have done better with my water. So, but I just need to get back on it.
Yeah. So this week was spring break, and it was kind of crazy having both kids here. And then me and the kids went out of town, and it was challenging. I don't know why. I was like.
By the way, we apologize for this sound.
Yeah,
you may be hearing some stuff going on with your echo of it, but
it's okay.
We'll do our best with
we'll figure it out. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just did not even care about doing good. I've had several instances this week where I kind of binged a little bit, and I have trouble with that. And I've done way better since doing intuitive eating, not binging. But the few times this week, I've just really felt like cramming a bunch of food in my face. So I'm not really exactly sure what that's about. It's something I struggle with sometimes, and this week especially, it was just really challenging.
Your numbers were?
So last week I was 227.1. This week I was 228.5. So I'm up 1.4 pounds. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's not more than that, which is not good. I feel like this whole year I have gained and lost and gained and lost the same amount of weight. And it's so frustrating. Yeah. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
We're chipping away at it little by little.
But I don't think it's anything like the plan's fault. I just haven't followed the plan. So it's not like
the plan, execute the plan.
I know so many people are like, well, why don't you just do, whatever, and you can lose the weight? And I'm like, because I don't feel like that's the right thing for me. I still feel like this is the right thing for me, but it's just not working. I'm just not doing it, basically. So anyway, that's our sad news.
Hey, Jen, real quick, turn your volume down. And I think that might help a little bit.
But then she can't hear us.
Turn my volume down?
Yeah. Turn your speaker volume down.
Does she can't hear us?
No, she'll be able to hear us. Just don't have it as loud.
Is that better?
Yeah. There's no more echo.
Okay, good. Okay, cool.
There you go.
Okay. Can you still hear us?
I can actually hear you better. I didn't know that.
Good.
I thought it was over driving.
Okay, cool. Okay, so for the good news for this week, Jen's going to tell you how she did.
Every news from Jen is good
I know,
news.
right?
Okay, so last week I was 147.2, and this week I was 146.6, so I lost 0.6.
Yay!
Woo.
I have to say it's quite hilarious because several weeks ago I had gone up to 147.2, and the next week I went down to 146.6, so I think my body likes to lose like a certain amount.
Yeah.
But this week, I really, really tried. I definitely wasn't perfect at it, and over the weekend, I didn't do the greatest. But the difference, too, you might recall from last week, I primarily drank water. I wasn't perfect at it like I wanted to be. But the other difference, too, is I did sort of low carb this week. So, like when I had burgers, well, just to give you an example, I had a burger when we went out with my family last weekend, and I ate just the burger without the bun.
Yep, I've done that.
And I knew that was probably going to help me because when like I said last year, when I did a little bit of that, it really helped to kind of kickstart the process. I didn't stay on it long term or anything, so I wouldn't say I went on a low carb diet per se, but I just did it for a couple weeks. It kickstarted, and then I was having no issues kind of sticking to it and losing after that.
Awesome.
What was harder, eating a hamburger in front of everybody without a bun, or saying no to French fries?
So I might not have said no to that.
But hey, it's better than eating the bun and the fries.
Yeah.
I would have to say, obviously saying no to the French fries because I did eat the French fries.
There you go.
But I don't know. I don't really have an issue when it comes to even sandwiches. I've gotten what do they call them? Like lettuce wrap type sandwiches.
Yeah.
I don't have an
That's
issue
definitely
with
the
that.
best way to do it.
Yeah, French fries are tough. Sweets can be tough.
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry. Unless it's a flour tortilla or a lettuce wrap, I don't know how people just walk in and go, I'll take a sandwich with no bread. I don't know how
can
y'all
do
do
it?
that.
I don't mind. Well, I
But
love
to me, it's
my
just
carbs.
weird eating the innards of a sandwich with
Yeah.
a fork. That's just weird.
Well, but like at Jimmy John's and stuff, they'll do like a lettuce wrap.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's what,
They have the unwitches, and I
Yeah.
love those.
Yeah.
I get it. That I
Yeah.
understand. That doing it in a
You mean
tortilla.
just like eating the
Yeah,
tortilla
but people
wrap.
that go into a place that doesn't do that
Yeah.
and saying, I'll take a sandwich but no bread.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I don't understand
I
how
don't
you
think
do
it's
that.
easier to do a burger with no bun.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, do a salad. Yeah,
There you
I think
go.
so. Because like Subway will even do that with any of their sandwiches. They'll make it into a salad. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Can you imagine that tray going down and they just keep putting stuff on it, but they don't do it on a
Yeah.
piece of bread? That
Yeah,
just looks weird.
Yeah, a lot of people do it.
Anyway,
So
halftime adjustments for next week. Anybody?
I was thinking a lot like, how can I? Well, I was watching this, reading and watching. They're both the wrong words. I was listening to this podcast, and she was saying if you have trouble binge eating, which I do occasionally, then you need to fix that problem before you like keep trying to lose weight, because all you're going to do is sabotage yourself, which I feel like I do. And so I'm trying to think like, what are some things I could do to stop that behavior? And so far, I'm still thinking about it, but so far I've come up with only eating when I have food like on a plate, because I notice when I overeat, it's when I like reach into chip bags or like boxes of crackers, and I'll just like stand up and like eat it all like real quick. As far, I don't think I would do that as much as if
So it's
I
a
like
psychological thing.
served myself on a plate and actually saw how much I was eating. I know I would do better if I did that. And it's always like a very split decision to do it, and then it's like I can't stop eating. So I think serving myself on a plate, sitting down and eating it, not saying no to it if it's something I want, but just doing it in a better way, is because I feel like if you restrict too much, then you also could like
Right.
want to stuff it in your face too. So I think I'm going to try that this week. Try to have like 3 meals, limit the snacks, and if I do want a snack, serve a small portion and don't eat out of any containers, because that's where I get myself into trouble. And then also just trying to renew my mind with realizing that it's not the food that I'm after, it's
Right.
God, and He can fill that void in me. And it's something that I've continually struggled with, and I feel like I always will, but I need to learn how to deal with it better. So I'm going to work on that this week. And we do have a little bit of a crazy week coming up. David and I are both going to be out of town with the youth, and if you guys know youth,
They love to eat.
they don't eat healthy either.
Not
Like,
healthy food.
no, it's going to be cheap food, like fast food, and it's
But we
gonna,
control what we eat.
That's right.
So.
And it's going to be kind of crazy, but it'll be fun, and we're just got to make good decisions and do the best we can eating, fast food kind of places.
Ginger?
I'm really planning on continuing this upcoming week, what I've done this past week, but not being quite as permissive as I was like on the weekend.
Right.
Part of the challenge too, I'm in Houston right now. I'll be here till Friday, and then next week I will be in Dallas for most of the week. So again, a lot of travel. So I'm really just being conscious about, making sure that I make wise decisions when I'm traveling. And
Yeah.
So Houston's got terrible food too. So.
Whatever.
No, it doesn't. It has awesome food.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh,
thankfully here there were plenty of food options around where
That's
I'm at,
good.
and so
yeah.
it was easier
Make
something
decisions.
healthy. But when
Yeah.
I was in Dallas a few weeks ago, that was a challenge because the nearest thing was McDonald's. I
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I feel like too when I travel, which I need to get better at because we travel obviously to see family a lot more. But a lot of times when I travel, I get the mentality of, oh, well, it's kind of like a vacation, so I can do whatever I want, and it's just fun, you know. And then I have a hard time like, no, this isn't vacation. We do it too much for it to be vacation.
Yep.
This is, you know, you still have to do your plan. So I've got to get better at that.
Absolutely.
You?
Surprisingly, what was different most of the weekend that probably caused a lot of the weight gain for me was I went on a salt binge, which is something I normally don't do. I'm usually a sweet person. I like going into ice cream and things like that. And I sometimes, and I still have some ice cream in the freezer. I'm gradually nudging it. But
you always have ice cream in the freezer.
But I usually don't eat a lot of salty stuff. And this weekend I did. So I think I retained a lot more water because of that. And I'm really going to try to work on that. But I'm actually proud of myself today. We went to see a movie with a church group. And
he got to go to the movies for his job.
I still paid for it, though. So it wasn't technically on the job.
But you were being paid to go.
Not, well,
sort of.
But I actually went and sat down and watched the whole movie and did not get a drink or popcorn. So that's big for me to do that.
Wow, that's good.
That is good because I love the popcorn.
Yeah, and I on purpose ate my lunch right before I went.
Yeah,
so I
and
wouldn't
I'm
be
super
hungry.
proud of him too because I made his lunch because I forgot about this whole movie thing. And so all the people were going out to eat and then going to the movie, and he decided to save money and to do better. He ate the lunch I made and then saw the movie. So good job. I do have a very small non-scale victory, so I want to share it just because non-scale victories are awesome.
Yep. Rejoice for those who rejoice.
I'm clinging to anything I can. So when I got pregnant with Nate, that's how many years ago? 6. I immediately started getting tons of stretch marks on my stomach, like tons, really bad ones. And
really?
Yeah. Stop. Don't make another comment. Yeah, they were really, really bad. Like, my whole stomach was covered in stretch marks.
Nice. I didn't really notice.
And they kind of got a little better after he was born, and not even as bad as when Lucy was, like, it didn't happen anymore when Lucy. But I've always had stretch marks, and they've always really bothered me. And they're actually almost gone now. I mean, they're faded. They're still there, but they're faded, almost completely gone. So I don't know if that's because of the weight loss. But I mean, it's just happened, and it's been 6 years. So I'd have to think it's something I'm doing now. So
good job, baby.
That I will take.
Hey.
Yes, I will take it.
Okay, so
do you want to do the
trivia
question?
Okay, we can do that. And just FYI, earlier I call her Ginger because of a certain moment in memory we had.
Oh my God.
Jen,
I thought it was just because of her hair.
No, that's the memory.
Oh,
that's the memory. Jen, take 30 seconds and share the story.
Oh my gosh! I decided to color I got it professionally done to color my hair red, and I asked them to do specifically an auburn. And so the lady shows me a color, and it looked auburn when she showed it to me. Well, when she colored my hair, it was bright.
Blood red.
Yes,
blood red.
And I looked terrible.
She looked like Harley from the Suicide Squad.
I don't know who that is.
My 30s already, so I did not like it because I felt like I was trying to look way younger than I was.
Yeah.
Really wasn't.
Yeah. So I started calling her Ginger.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize that. That's funny.
I noticed. I didn't even think about it because he's called me that so much.
I know. I just thought it would. I didn't know that either. That was
we all have pet names for each other. That's the mark of being best friends. So.
You have pet names for everyone. That's like David's thing.
That's a boy thing. Boys do that.
I'm sure I could scrounge up one of those pictures to send you.
Yeah,
that would be great. We'll put it right here. And let them
she
see
does.
It. That'd be great.
Right over my face.
That's funny.
No, what was it Rick and Bubba always said? That if 4 women, let's say Paula, Suzanne, Deborah, and Rose go to dinner, they will call each other Paula, Suzanne, Deborah, and Rose. If 4 men go to dinner, let's say David, John, Bill, and Tom, they'll call each other Fat Boy, Scrappy, Peanut-Headed Idiot. So,
oh, gosh.
I think that's just what men do. We like having... I think it goes back to the Air Force, the whole call signs thing. You know, this is Maverick, this is Goose, this is Iceman.
He is big on nicknames.
Yeah, so I like
trivia question.
Trivia question. So I actually thought about this earlier today watching the movie. We went to see Paul, Apostle of Christ, and it is an amazing movie. Just prepare yourself. It's a little bit long in terms of the story, but it's worth it. It's a really, really good movie to watch. highly encourage it, especially if you like biblically based movies. I just got to thinking, a lot of the movie is Paul talking with Luke, who wrote the Gospel of Luke and wrote the book of Acts. And basically like in an interview style, tell me your story, what happened next, all that kind of stuff. And it was really interesting. And I just got to thinking, if you could sit down and interview somebody in the Bible, not counting Jesus.
Oh, I know.
If you could sit down and interview somebody in the Bible for like, let's say, an hour's long talk, who would you want to sit down and talk to?
I know.
Go ahead, Jess.
Immediately, I would want to talk to Mary, mother of Jesus. I always have wanted to ask her, like, what it was like.
Did you know?
Like, seriously, like, what it was like for everything she went through, being the mother of God. And just, I've always wanted to, like, I always have said, when I get to heaven, I can't wait to talk to her, because I think she just has such a unique perspective on Jesus that no one else has. Because, not only is he her savior, but he's also her baby. Just, I would definitely want to talk to her.
Jen,
Mine would actually be the same.
Of course it would.
No, I don't know. I can't even fathom, like,
yeah.
I feel like, and this is, please don't go political on me. It's really not, they're not remotely the same. But I feel like that's like knowing when you give birth to your child that that's going to be the president of the United States.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that.
Yeah.
Times 100 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you imagine if you knew the day that Nate was born, he's going to be president of the United States one day?
I know. Like the pressure.
Like, wow.
The pressure she must have felt to like not screw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
You're not.
Exactly. And I just feel like
how does the discipline
yeah, exactly. I also wanted to like talk to his like brothers and sisters and like
they hated him. Oh, they hated him.
He's perfect.
He does everything right. Can't you be more like Jesus?
Yeah, just as a mom, I've always just thought Mary. Has to be Mary. Yeah, that's crazy.
It definitely is.
You.
Oh, there's so many. That's what was hard about it. That's why I wanted both of y'all to go first, because when you do all the the studies I've done in the scripture just from going to college alone, you do like so many different character profiles on all these people. Of course, King David, I'm named after him. He's the man after God's own heart. He's a poet. He's a musician. He's a leader. He's a military man. He's got a lot of great stories I would love to do. But just here recently, in terms of just overall perspective, it would be really, really hard to not want to sit down with somebody like Peter, who walked with him so closely. And at the same time, if you read Peter's story, Peter had so many chances to do better and he didn't. And Peter had so many chances to say something different and he didn't. And even in the birthing of the church, Peter had a chance to, make a lot of decisions that he should have made differently. Paul actually had to correct Peter a few times and say, hey, you're not doing that right. And then later on in Peter's 2 letters in the New Testament, Peter clarifies that he had to learn a lot of things. So I identify with Peter a lot. Peter and I have very distinct, similar personalities. Peter is a shoot first, ask questions later guy. Peter's a loudmouth. Peter is an alpha. He wants to be in charge. He wants to be at the head. And Jesus used that for good. Jesus, said, I can depend on Peter. I'm going to make Peter the one who says, feed my sheep. And I spoke about this in one of the messages I preached recently, that Peter had a distinct calling on his life. And the great thing about Jesus is when Jesus finds you, he doesn't change you completely in terms of the gifts and talents you have. God put those in there ahead of time for a reason. He just has to teach you how to harness them.
And isn't it so interesting sometimes, like how what we consider is our weakness, God can bring out a strength in that.
That's the strength.
I follow this girl and listen to her podcast, and she is a very messy person. Like it's like she calls herself a slob. Like she just is terrible at it. But God has used that, and she's a Christian, and God has used that to bring out this awesome thing where she can help other people who are in a similar situation. And she wrote a book called Giving God the Worst of Me, and it's about like how she thought God was going to instantly make her better and make her like all organized and everything. And he didn't. He used her weakness to bring out, bring other people to him, basically. So I think it's very interesting how a lot of times that happens.
Yeah. So right now, Peter's at the top of my list. I'm doing a little bit more reading on him. And after today, oh gosh, Paul. Oh man, the stories the trips he took, the people he saw come to Christ, the places he got to see. He traveled more than any other person, I think, in Scripture in terms of overall journey. They said at the end of the movie he traveled 10,000 miles in his ministry.
That's crazy.
On foot, no car. Just insane.
Wow. That's crazy.
Incredible story. Yeah. So those are some people I definitely want to sit down with someday. But of course, come on, guys. I'm gonna make a beeline for Jesus, and he's gonna, and they're gonna have to beat me with a stick to get me away from him because, oh, good grief, I want to talk to him as much as I can. So,
awesome.
Yay.
Okay, so this is getting kind of long, so I think we're gonna end it here.
Who would you guys want to sit down and talk to?
Let us know. And if you guys have struggled this week, like David and I have, today is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day.
Put the chips down.
Don't beat yourself up for what you did. Just
make better choices.
And like I'm trying to do, be gentle with yourself and say, okay, let's use this as a learning opportunity. Right. What can I do different? Maybe I really screwed up, but what can I just change to maybe not let that happen or not let it happen as bad? Yeah. So we're here for you guys. Leave us a comment down below. Please subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on any future videos.
Make sure to hit that bell so it rings every time we post a video.
Yeah, that'd be great. And he already said leave a comment down below, and we will see you guys back next week.
Amen.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
To check where the party was at. Roaming around without any trouble, I began to ask everybody.